It's so easy for our kids to get engaged in cartoons and Disney songs, but not really in learning about Islam. What if I showed you a company where their whole purpose is to help your children and even yourself grow knowledge of the Quran in a fun way, help memorize the 99 names of Allah, and have your kids excited this coming Ramadan? Well, keep watching to find out more. Hey, Salam, I'm Alex from Aweea, and today's feature episode is about a Muslim woman-owned company called Zair Zaber Play. So let's start by doing a little unboxing. So in this box, I received the first Quran activity book, Prophet Suleiman and the Queen Ant book, Isa's First Fast, a book of choices. And what I'm really excited about is the Names of Allah game collection. It's a memory matching game. Hira Rizvi is the owner of Zair Zaber Play, but she's also the writer and illustrator for most of these books. So talented, mashallah. She was thinking about how she could teach her own children about Islam that is fun and interactive. She wanted to help your children be more engaged and interested and have books broken down to a kid's level and also developmentally appropriate. She also thought about families where the parents grew up Muslim culturally and not very knowledgeable themselves of the details of the religion and just want to make sure their kids learn the right things about our religion. So let's first talk about the one that I'm really excited about, which is a memory matching game, the Names of Allah. So she came up with this game that you can play in 3 ways, which I will show you in a little bit. So in this box, there are actually common packets like this so that you can start off with 20 names, learn them really well, and then move on to the next 20. Let's look at the cards. And a lot of the names of Allah, are very similar, so she made it in a way that can help your children distinguish between certain names. Hira actually talked to Islamic scholars and involved them in making this game because she wanted to approve the list and images to ensure the correct meaning. And none of these cards have faces or features. An example of 2 of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the first group that are very similar is Al-Basir, which is the all-seeing, and Ar-Raqib, which is the watchful one. So Al-Basir means, he sees everything all the time. He understands that has and will be, and he can see everything, like even what is in your heart. But Ar-Raqib, the watchful one, can be very similar to a child because being watchful is also seeing, but the difference is that you're keeping an eye on or observing. So these are 2 very similar names. That is how you can distinguish between the all-seeing and the watchful one. Here are the 3 ways you can play this game. The first kind of game is a memory matching game. So you place a set of cards facing down on the table, then you take turns flipping 2 cards and trying to find a match. You read the names out loud and the player with the most matches wins. The second way to play is once you have mastered the names, you take turns drawing a card and then you have your team guess what name of Allah you are trying to draw. So you get 2 points if you guess it in English and 3 points if you guess it in English and Arabic. Now the third game is you lay the accompanying names of Allah poster on a flat surface, place the cards face down on the side pile, and then you take turns flipping over a single card and say the name of Allah out loud. Now you don't show this card to anyone, and the first player to find the images corresponding to the name on the poster wins the point. There's also a QR code right inside the box that you can scan to learn more about each name and image. It's a really beautiful and well thought out game. What I really love is that Hira told me about this space on the top, which I would never have noticed. It's that she created this space. She was hoping you would write your last name, and when your kids get older, they continue playing this with their children. So this game is a wonderful gift that can be passed along down from generation to generation. Let's talk about the other unique item in this unboxing, which is my first Quran activity book. This activity book was illustrated and written by Hira, and the activity book has 6 different activities that are designed around stories from the Quran. Now the stories are written in simple words to make it easy for parents to share with their small children, and inside they have magnetic pieces that are sturdy and wipeable, and also this whole book is a wipeable book. Things can get messy when kids are involved. Your kids will likely toss this around, but this book should last, like very sturdy book. These stories are short and sweet and take only 20 seconds to read because sometimes we don't want a long bedtime story, right? It's a laminated book again, and it will withstand years of use. The words are really easy to read for kids, so if you're trying to teach them to read, they have a lot of sight words. It's just a really unique book. Also, if you do have like a magnetic board as well in your home, you can take out the pieces and make a little fun game out of it. Another really creative book which is also for 3 years and up. It's called The Story of Prophet Suleiman and the Queen Ant. It's a story about Palestine and Prophet Suleiman's journey to meet Queen Sheba. It's definitely a very simplified version of the actual story, but great for little ones. It's a reusable vinyl sticker book. So on the back of the book here, there's a little pouch with 40 reusable vinyl stickers. Now my daughter loved this one because at night sometimes she just wants to fiddle or move her hands about while we're talking or reading a story to each other before it's bedtime. And this gives her like a little control of the story, a little bit more interaction, and she doesn't get bored, and she's really interested with all these pieces. And she loves reading this over and over again. Now the last book in this unboxing is Isa's First Fast, a book of choices written by Hira Rizvi and illustrated by Nida Saeed. Now my kids are still too young to fast, but my son is almost 7. And I can imagine kids who are between 7 to 13-year-olds starting to fast who might get nervous. And Hira wrote this story about a kid named Isa who has to go to school on the first day of Ramadan. It's his first time fasting, so he was really excited up until the morning of the first day. His parents were making a big deal about him fasting for the first time, so there's a little bit of pressure he's dealing with internally, and he's in a public school, so not that many other children are actually fasting on the first day of Ramadan. What's great is that it's not only a story to just read, it's a choose your own adventure book.
I
love choose your own adventure books because there are certain points in the story where you have to make a decision, and between that decision, you go to that page and the outcome changes. So it really forces your kids to reflect, think about the decision they will make for Isa, and then whatever choices they do will result in a certain outcome. Here's a little excerpt about one of the first choices. Isa's alarm was going off, it was time for sahur, and he was sure he had just fallen asleep. How could it possibly be morning already? He gazed toward the window and saw it was pitch black outside. This is inhumane, he thought as he buried his head under the pillow. Your children's choices are: should Isa wake up, go to page 15, sahur, or should he try and catch some sleep before tomorrow, go to page 20, sleep takes over. Now, whatever the answer is, you have to get this book to find out. That's the last item in this unboxing. Definitely check out Zaire Zabert Play. I've linked the website below or in my bio, and I have a special coupon code for you viewers. If you're watching until the end, it's Aweea10 for 10% off. You can get the complete set of Allah's names before Ramadan and have an enjoyable, fun game to play every day with your kids. And the kids' books are great as well. I really enjoyed the Choose Your Own Adventure book, but expect some teenage eye rolls. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Definitely follow and like this amazing business, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!